Tvamanandamayaswam Brahmamayah.
Is that too long for boys? Yeah? Too long? Yeah, okay. Tvamanandamayastvam
Tvamanandamayasvam Tvamanandamayasvam
Brahmamayah
Brahmamayah
Tvam Satchidananda
Tvam Satchidananda Tvam Satchidananda
Advitiyosti
Advitiyosi Advitiyosi.
See, it's not Tvam Satchidananda Dvitiyosti. Means the meaning is totally different. Tvam Satchidananda Advitiyosti. So when you combine it, the A becomes longer. Tvam Satchidananda Dvitiyosti.
Tvam Satchidananda Dvitiyosi.
Hello.
Tvam Satchidananda Dvitiyosi.
Okay, so don't say Dvitiyosti. Meaning Dvitiyosti means you are two. Advitiyosti means there is no second one, you are the only one. See how meaning is totally different? You should not tell Swami, Swami, you are two. He is one. Huh? There is only one. That is Satchit Ananda Advitiyosti. Other than the Satchit Ananda, there is nothing else. You are Satchit Ananda. What's the meaning of Satchit Ananda is equal to? Baba. Exactly. B-A. Satchidananda is equal to? How is that? B for? Being. A for? Awareness. B for? Bliss. A for? Always. This is it. They got the formula now. Satchidananda is equal to B-A. Okay? Hello. Your name is Parvesh. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Satchit Ananda Advitiyosti. So when you are chanting it, Tvam Satchidananda Advitiyosti.
Tvam Satchidananda Dvitiyosi. Tvam Satchidananda Dvitiyosi.
Tvam, yes. Dvitiyo, Tvam Satchidananda Dvitiyosi. Asi means, yeah, that, so I made a mistake. Tvam Satchidananda Dvitiyosi.
Tvam Satchidananda Dvitiyosi.
That's correct.
Tvam Satchidananda Dvitiyosi.
Tvam Pratyaksham.
Tvam Pratyaksham. Tvam Pratyaksham.
Brahmasi.
Brahmasi. Brahmasi.
Tvam Jnanamayo.
Tvam Jnanamayo. Tvam Jnanamayo.
Vijnanamayosi.
Vijnanamayosi. Vijnanamayosi.
Tvam Jnanamayo Vijnanamayosi.
Tvam Jnanamayo Vijnanamayosi. Tvam Jnanamayo Vijnanamayosi.
Now let's chant from Avapaschattat until here, okay? Avapaschattat.
Avapurastat. Avottaratat. Avadakshinatat.
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 Don't put da down. Avadakshinatat.
Avadakshinatat. Avadakshinatat.
Next.
Avachodhat.
car clashes. Next, Avachodhat. Let's start from Avachodhat.
सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वमानन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि
त्वं प्रत्यक्षं right? त्वं प्रत्यक्षं
ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि.
Okay, now let's do this. All the gents only. Yeah. Brahma, Brahmamayah. Brahmamayah. If it is in English, if it is a mistake, please correct it. What's happening is some people are trying to type these out. Sometimes there are mistakes. So, Brahmamayah. Tvamanandamayastvam Brahmamayah.
Tvamanandamayastvam Brahmamayah.
Why you are not chanting? Why you are not chanting? You have to chant. Okay? Chant. Okay, only gents from Avapaschattat until Vijnanamayosi, without mistakes. Or otherwise we'll have ladies chant and you want to listen to them and figure out how many mistakes they made. Okay, we'll start with gents.
Avapaschattat, avapurastat, avotaratat, avadakshinatat, avachodvatat, avadharatat, sarvato mam pahi pahi samantat. त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वमानन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि.
Ladies. Now, we talked about the meaning until Satchit Ananda, what that meant last time. The next one is Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi. You are very much the Brahman. Now, how do we know he is very much the Brahman? What does this Brahman stuff mean? What does Brahman mean? What it is for the children to understand very simply. What is this made of? What is this? First tell me. Gold ring. Yeah, this is a gold ring. What is this? Gold chain. Somebody has a gold bangle. Yeah, it is not in the locker. Okay, what is that? A gold bangle. Okay. Bracelet. Okay, somebody has a bracelet, gents? No bracelet. Oh, okay. Okay. But you are all saying something in common. Gold. But you are saying different objects. Gold ring, gold chain, gold necklace, gold bangle. What is the common to everything? Gold. Therefore, gold is equal to Brahman. Whatever else you are talking about is only just an ornament made out of the gold, isn't it? Oh, interesting. So she is thinking. What are you thinking? Yes or no? Yeah. So the common thing is gold. So gold is Brahman. Everything else is just a object. Swami likes that because that is his quote. There are so many ornaments, but gold is one. There are so many different cows, but milk is one. There is a black cow, there is a brown cow, there is a spotted cow, there is a white cow, there is a holy cow, but yet the milk is the same. The milk is the same color. So milk is Brahman, cows are different. Stars are many, but sky is one. Ornaments are many, but gold is one. Therefore, when you pay attention to the gold, and for pots are many, but clay is one. Right? There are different types of pot. Hello, Harini, Sairam, see this side. Pots are many, but clay is one. So, people are many, but the inside God is one. There are black people, there are white people, there are brown people, there are yellow people, there are all different colors of people, but the inside God is one. Last time I gave you all a homework, and that homework was about being. I asked you a question. What was the question I asked you? Hey, you are not in the class. Oh, you saw on the line? Okay, good. What was the question?
Why do God call animals?
Yeah, being, right? Yeah, good. So he's watching online. At least I appreciate the sincerity and dedication. So I asked, why don't you call a rat a being, a cat a being, but only one thing, one animal is referred to as being, and that is human. Only human he called a being. Why, Tejas?
Well, to be is present tense, and being is present continuous.
Renan Martin grammar book he has read. Very good. But no, I'm not making fun of you, okay? It's interesting. You are connecting to the intellectual part of it. But yeah, tell. That's good. There is no wrong answer, I told you, right? Yeah. So why then a human is called a human being?
Well, when you refer to human beings, you refer to a person in their present tense.
Okay. So what is the operative word is present. The operative word is present. Are you present? Meaning what? When you are talking to someone, are you present to them? When your dad is asking question, how was school today? Fine. What happened? Oh, good. Is that present?
Yes.
No. It's not present. Yeah, you listen to the same questions every day. There is a programmed answer to that, right? Many men have the same problem, and their wife is talking, they don't listen, including myself. Because you already listen to them before they talk. Do you listen to people before they talk? Yes, we do. Because what happens, you're already predicting what they're talking, and therefore your response is, even without them asking the question, you answer. Right? Sometimes you see the children, even before you ask the question, they raise their hand. We haven't even asked the question, right? So, to be present is the being. Present continuous tense. That's exactly right. See how that's beautiful. He's connecting it to the grammar. Grammatically, what a being is, it's a present continuous tense. That means you are continuously present to something. And that's why being is continuously present to something. That ability is only associated with humans. It's a quality that God has given only to humans. So, Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi means you are constantly present to everything. That's why He is God. How many times Swami can just look at something, he will never forget in his life. Absolutely not. He must have seen you 30 years ago, or you said 30 years ago something to him. He will remember and he will bring that back to you. I will give you one example. What? I haven't asked a question yet. Okay. So, there was a movie actress by name Anjali Devi, Telugu movie actress. She was a very famous movie actress. This lady one time asked Swami, I want to take a movie on your life and and Shirdi Baba's life. She asked him that question. But back in 1970s, she asked that question. Swami said, oh, not right now, sometime later, he said. After 30 years, in 1998, she was sitting in darshan. Swami comes to her and says, Anjali Devi, remember you asked me 30 years ago you want to take a movie of my story and Shirdi Baba's story. It is time now. You can start a TV serial on my life and Shirdi Baba's life. She totally forgot about it. She said, oh my God, after 30 years he's talking about that. So that is present continuous tense. He never forgets. If he sees something, that is why Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi. If you have that ability, you are indeed the Brahman. Okay? Present continuous means when you see a flower, are you present to the flower? Yeah. That's why he is Brahman, you are not. Okay? Sit properly, Kada. Sit properly. Okay. You had breakfast, no? Did you have breakfast?
Yeah.
Don't eat your jacket, okay? Okay. So, basically, Pratyaksham Brahmasi means present. Brahmasi means not to the ornament, but present to the gold. If you appreciate the gold and not the ornament and you see the gold in everything, that's why Swami calls everybody gold, Bangaru. That's why when I said that the flower fell, because he calls every one of us Bangaru. What is he seeing? Gold. He is not seeing the ornament. He doesn't see if you are a rich man, poor man, whether you are a black or a white. It doesn't matter to him because he is seeing the gold, what you are made of, but what you are not right now. He doesn't look at your identity. He looks at your, that's why Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi. If you can do that, then you also are the Brahman. Hello, children, question? Understand now? What's the question? Don't think about it. If you have a question, you ask, okay? Alright, so let's start. Back to sin. Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi.
Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi. Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi.
See, when you chant the mantra 2 times inside, Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi. 2 times is connected to inside, outside is Brahman. Everything is the Brahman. When it is outside, Brahmasi. Pratyaksham Brahmasi. Tvam
Pratyaksham Brahmasi. Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi.
Tvam Jnanamayo Vijnanamayo Sim.
Tvam Jnanamayo Vijnanamayo Si. Tvam Jnanamayo Vijnanamayo Si.
What does that mean now? Tvam Jnanamayo Vijnanamayo Si. You are the knowledge and the wisdom indeed. Now, knowledge and wisdom. There are different types of knowledge. Ajnana, Jnana, Vijnana, Sujnana, Prajnana. Ajnana means ignorance. Jnana means knowledge. Vijnana means wisdom. Sujnana means? Prajnana means? Okay, we'll come to those later. Yes, somebody has a question. Yes, Uma, Saira. So the question she is asking is, with respect to Swami you are asking, is there a difference in the, is there a, he doesn't deal with, okay, so the question, if I understand right, is does he deal with people in their physical form? Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Right. Right. Yeah. So is there a difference between his physical form and cosmic form? Is that the question? Okay. All right. So the question is there a difference in Swami's physical form and cosmic form? The difference is in us that we are seeing him differently. Hey, Sai little bit back. This one, yeah, there are people online now, so there is a camera here. Okay, thank you, Sai. So, question is there a difference between Swami's physical form and cosmic form? That is the trap that we are falling into. That we think that he is different in a physical form and a cosmic form. That there is a difference between Venkateshwara and Swami. That there is a difference between Shiva and Swami. That there is a difference between Shirdi Baba and Swami. There is a difference, but he says, whether you call Shirdi Baba, Venkateshwara, Allah, Jesus, Buddha, whatever you may want to call, the money is deposited in the same account, goes all of different banks, but they go to same mutual fund. So the cosmic form and the physical form that we are dealing with, in our eyes it is the difference. But for him, from his point of view, there is absolutely no, not only the physical form of a human, there is no difference even too when he deals with even inanimate objects. I'll tell you a story. One time Swami was distributing saris to a number of people after some Narayan Seva. And what happened was Professor Kasturi was passing on the saris to Swami for giving to these ladies that were receiving them. There was a set of saris that were not touched by Swami, and there was water all around that saris. There was no rain, nothing. Professor Kasturi was astonished. He said, why is there water around these saris? Swami told, oh, those saris are weeping because I have not touched them. Can you imagine this? He said the saris are sad and there was water around it because they didn't get a chance to be touched by my hands. So does he deal with even inanimate objects separately? No. The dealing of the cost, that's why he is Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi. He is connecting to the being in everything as a being. That's why he says, I am a child amongst children, I am a woman amongst women, I am a man amongst men. This is a saying by Swami. Means what? Whatever he interacts with, he is one with that. But whereas we deal with people based on our perception, we deal with people based on what we think they are made of, but not what they are really made of. We look at how beautiful the ring is, we do not appreciate the gold. We cannot connect to the gold, we only connect to the ornament. Whereas he doesn't care about the ornament, not that he doesn't care about the ornament, he cares about the ornament, but he truly connects only to the gold. Yes, Pawan.
So saris are crying?
Saris are crying, cannot believe that, right? Yeah. Now he is wondering, oops, man, what is Shekhar uncle talking about? Yeah, this year is 85th year of Bhagavan. If you all remember the satsang we did about the Bhagavan's glory, the children have to read the stories of Swami to be able to connect to the divinity and appreciate it. Because they all think that, oh, this is all stuff my parents are forcing upon me. Every Sunday my mom and dad are pushing me. But once you connect to the divinity of Swami, you will tell your parents, hey, it's 8:30 already, we have to go to Veda class or we have to go to SSC. Because that's what is the pull, right? Okay. Any other questions, comments? Yes, Meera had a question. No? You raised your hand. Vijnanam, Prajnanam. Okay. Prajnanam. So, okay, so jnana, the next meaning we were talking about is tvam jnanamayo vijnanamayo. See, first is ignorance. From ignorance, you begin to understand and get knowledge of things. That is called jnana. Jnana is perceived through your objects of perception. You see something, it results in an impression. You hear something, it results in knowledge. You speak something, it results in knowledge. You touch something, it results in knowledge. That is jnana, received through simple perceptual knowledge. Then vijnana means that the instinct that is even beyond, just without the perception, knowledge. You are able to see something, hear something without the tools of seeing, hearing, etc. Okay? Then, what was the third one I said? Ajnana, jnana, vijnana. Next, sujnana, intuition. You don't even have an instinct, it is intuition. Something is actually prompting you from inside, and you are constantly in tuition with that. That is Sujnana. Prajnana means you are one with everything around you. Constant integrated awareness is Prajnana. Hello. Let's deal with, right now many people stop at what level? Huh? Lot of people don't even, like Jesus said, God please forgive them because having eyes they cannot see. This is what Jesus said. God forgive them. They are deaf even though they have ears. So it doesn't mean that if you have ears you are able to receive the knowledge, because how much Swami is telling in discourses and we keep hearing, we watch videos, we listen to him, but are we really listening to him? No. Yes, that's correct. If we listen to him, then we would follow what he says. That is real listening. But we are simply tuned to Purana Kalakshepa, that's the say in Telugu. Means people go to this temple because they get bored at home. And one guy will be talking about Puranam, Bhagavatam, Ramayanam, everything. Every day this guy will go and sit. And one day one guy was sitting until the whole Harikatha was over. And the Harikatha guy was really impressed, and he said, oh my God, he is a true devotee sitting until the end of my Harikatha here. I said, oh son, you are such a beautiful devotee. Everybody is gone, but yet you are sitting, listening to me. And he said, sir, the mat on which you are sitting is mine. So for me also the same thing. At 10 o'clock they'll take away the mic. I better finish the class. Jnanamayo vijnanamayo. See, okay? Then, so any question about jnana, I can, the point is, I can, help these children understand the real meaning of it. What we are talking about is the human aspect about how even knowledge comes about. And how knowledge comes about, and now if you take this knowledge pi, it can be divided. Pi means the total sum of knowledge. It can be divided into some parts. The first stuff is the things that you know, you know. The things that you know, you do not know. The things that you do not know, you do not know. What are the things that you know, you know? For example, can you tell something that you know, you know? Hey, you have to think about that, huh? Yeah? He knows he has a jacket, yeah. You know you have feet. That's good. What else you know? Let's go about something a little bit more. What you know, you know. Yeah? Can you think of something you know, you know? No. What is that? What is that lot of things? Some of them I said. Yeah, you know that is fire. You know you can drive. You know you can talk. You know that you know something, right? Okay. Can you tell some things that you do not know? That you know that you do not know? Yeah? Yeah? Hello? Yes? Hello? Yeah, speak.
I don't know.
You don't know?
A computer.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to operate a computer. Okay.
I don't know
He doesn't know calculus. Yeah. What? You don't know my favorite color. Talk about what you know about, don't know about yourself is what I asked. Not okay, good. She doesn't know how to drive a car. I don't know how to do a brain surgery. Right? There are stuff that you know, you do not know. That is simple, right? But now, there are things that you do not know that you do not know. That is 98% of your knowledge pie is you do not know that you do not know. But when a guru like Swami, when you come to a guru like Swami or a God like Swami or a teacher, then the teacher helps you to know you do not know certain things. Now you know you do not know. So Jnanamayo, Vijnanamayo, Sujnanamayo, Prajnanamayo. See how many different levels of knowledge is there. And we are even starting it, as brother said, most of us are in Ajnana. And the fundamental Ajnana that we are in is that we are only seeing the ornament and we do not see the gold. We only see the people, but we do not see the inner beauty in them. We judge people on how they look. Oh, this person is black. This person looks black and therefore black is equal to bad guy. Especially in a downtown, black is equal to bad guy. No, seriously. We judge people based on their appearance. And when you do that, you are dealing with ignorance. Because you are not dealing with them about who they really are. You go about judging them on how they appearance. Yes?
Downtown's a bad guy?
Yeah, no, well, I'm just asking provoking questions here, okay? That point I'm trying to make is, don't judge people based on how they look and where they are. You understand? No. You don't understand. Okay. Think about it. Yes, Nandita, why are you raising your hand? My hand is hurting. Huh? Stereotypes, yeah, exactly. Yes. Why do we have Ajnana? Oh my God, that's a very powerful question. We'll come to that as we learn more about the Veda. When we chant Rudram, then you will understand why we have Ajnana, why we have this ignorance. This is the formula of where the ignorance is coming in has been described very powerfully. And the fundamental thing is that we cannot go beyond our perceptual sphere. Even when doing Swami's work, we don't have faith that he is God and he is going to accomplish what is impossible because he is present here. Therefore, what we try to do is, we even put Swami in that box. Oh, Swami is not able to walk. We are now able to judge him. Then we compare Shirdi Baba with Swami and say, Shirdi Baba must be more spiritually evolved because he wore a torn kafani, whereas Swami is not that spiritually evolved because he is going in a Mercedes car. This is all, whose mess is this? Our own mess. We even separate the divinity that says and that has proven that he is the one since eternity, the same person, but yet because he appears different now, we think he is different. That is why the ignorance is fundamentally coming from the fact because we see duality. That's the fundamental basis of ignorance. We separate ourselves from everything, but God is the one who integrates himself with everything. We are constantly separating, he is constantly integrating. We are seeing PIECES, he is only seeing PEACE. Okay, that's the fundamental basis of ignorance, is separation. Okay, let's go back to next one. Sarvam Jagadidam Tvatto Jayate. Today, at least we'll complete 4 lines. Sarvam Jagadidam
Sarvam Jagadidam, Sarvam Jagadidam,
Tvatto Jayate,
Tvatto Jayate, Tvatto Jayate,
सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते
सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते
सर्वं जगदिदं
सर्वं जगदिदं सर्वं जगदिदं
त्वत्तिष्ठति
त्वत्तिष्ठति त्वत्तिष्ठति
सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तिष्ठति
सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तिष्ठति
सर्वं जगदिदं
सर्वं जगदिदं सर्वं जगदिदं
त्वयि लयमेष्यति
त्वयि लयमेष्यति त्वयि लयमेष्यति
त्वयि लयमेष्यति
त्वयि लयमेष्यति त्वयि लयमेष्यति
त्वयि I think this one I have to check how it is written in Sanskrit. Sarvam jagadidam tvayi layameshyati
सर्वं जगदिदं
tvayi layameshyati
सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति
सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति
सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति
त्वं भूमिर्
त्वं भूमिर्
आपो
आपो आपो
अनलो
अनलो अनलो
अनिलो नभः
अनिलो नभः अनिलो नभः
yes analo anilo I'll come to that just in a second. Okay, tvam bhumirapo nalo nilo nabhaga
त्वं भूमिरापो नलो निलो नभः
good tvam bhumirapo nilo nabhaga tvam चत्वारि वा आक्पदानि
त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि
So I will chant the whole 4 lines. So listen carefully and then you can repeat. Sarvam jagadidam patto chayate sarvam jagadidam pattastisthati sarvam jagadidam tvayi layameshyati sarvam jagadidam tvayi pratyeti tvam bhumirapo nalo tvam bhumirapo nalo nilo nabhaga त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि सर्वं
जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते
everybody
सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति
सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति
सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति
लयमेष्यति. Let's see here. Ya is up, meshya, sha is down, right? Sarvam jagadidam tvayi layameshyati.
सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति
Layameshyati.
लयमेष्यति
Layameshyati. Sarvam jagadidam tvayi layameshyati.
सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति
Next.
सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति सर्वं निरापो नलो Chattvari Vakpadani.
There was a voltage drop at Tvam Bhumi Rapo Nalo Nilo Namaha. Huh? Okay, one more time we'll chant this. Okay, where is the confusion? Any questions? Where is it? There is confusion? Huh? Sarvam jagadidam tvayi layameshyati.
Sarvam Jagadidam
Tvayi layameshyati.
Sarvam Jagadidam Tvayi Layameshyati.
Tvam bhumirapa tvam sarvam jagadidam tvayi pratyeti. Same like layameshyati, tvayi pratyeti also goes the same pattern. Okay? Hello, Sairam. Everybody got it? Okay, one more time. Only one time you chant sarvam jagadidam, each line one time until Chattvari Vakpadani. Okay? Sarvam jagadidam
Tvatto Jayate. Sarvam Jagadidam Tvattastishtati. Sarvam Jagadidam Tvayi Layameshyati. Sarvam Jagadidam Tvayi Pratyeti. Tvam Bhumirapo Nalo Nilo Navaha. Tvam Chattvari Vakpadani.
Now, when you create something, will you be able to have hate towards anything? For example, your parents love you because you came from them. When everything is coming from him, why does he love everything? That's the fundamental question. Swami is loving everything. He doesn't have an iota of hatred towards anything. Even those people that talk ill about him, he doesn't hate them. Why? Because everything is coming out of him. Everything is going to be sustained by him. Everything is going to go and merge back in him. If that is the case, why does it really matter to him to hate anything? It doesn't. Therefore, he can only connect to the gold. You understand? Forget about the ornament. Because at some point, everything is going to go back into the gold only. You will wear this ring after it is broken, or if it is defaced, what do? You give it to the goldsmith and he puts it in the furnace and then he makes another ornament for you. Do you think the goldsmith really cares? Yo, this is defaced, I am very sorry. He doesn't care about it. He takes the ornament and he makes some other ornament out of it again. He doesn't really feel bad. Oh my God, this gold is going to go into the furnace. He doesn't feel bad about it because that's his job. His job is to make instruments and then dissolve them and recreate them. God is like a goldsmith. You understand? The problems you face are not coming from him. The problems you face are coming from yourself. But yet, he is so compassionate that he tries to comfort you when you have problem. Just like a doctor, when he wants to do surgery, he or she, because there are doctors, female also, I just have to be careful. So, because the doctor, when the doctor does surgery, gives you anesthesia because you don't have to go through the pain, isn't it? Huh? If the doctor decides to do surgery on you without giving anesthesia, then you will be very uncomfortable, isn't it? Yeah, you could die. Yeah, let's keep it at simple level. And so because the anesthesia is something that is temporarily not having you pain, but when the anesthesia goes away, the pain comes back. And then the doctor is compassionate to prescribe you some Motrin. God's grace is exactly like that. When you pray to God, the God is like a doctor. His grace is anesthesia. Temporarily it will help you forget your pain. But if you don't follow the medication that the doctor has given, you will suffer from pain. The grace is anesthesia. Chanting his name is getting a Motrin, prescription medication. This is the reason why you chant God's name. It is a medication to help you forget the pain you go through in your worldly life. So, When you pray to God, the God is present to the pain that you are going to go through, just like a doctor. Out of the compassion, like the doctor gives you anesthesia, out of the compassion the doctor gives you medication. God is also so compassionate. He says, you know what? I know you are going to go through all this pain, Bangaru, but I'll give you my grace, so temporarily you won't be affected by it. But after you are out of this, pain, please chant my name, so that if there is any other after surgery pain, you will get benefited from this prescription medication. Hello. Sarvam jagadidam tvatto jayate. Everything is coming from you. Sarvam jagaditam tvattastishtati. Everything is actually inside you. Sarvam jagadidam tvayi layameshyati. Everything that is outside in this world. Jagad idam. Jagat idam. Jagat means what? World. How do we know that? What does it mean? Jagat means world. Ja means to come. Gat is to go. Everything that comes and goes is Jagat. Everything that comes and goes is Jagat. Is that permanent? No. Why? Because it is coming and going. But there is one thing that stays, which is gold.
Money.
So the ornament is coming. Today's theme is that the ornament is coming and going, but the gold is staying. Right? So everything that is coming and going, but there is only one thing that is stays, that is you. Sarvam jagat idam. Everything that is here, that comes and goes, is coming from you. Everything that is coming and going is actually present in you. Everything that is coming and going is dissolving in you. Everything that is coming and going is re-emerging from you. Why? Because you are Bhumi, the earth, Apo, the water, Analo, the fire, Anilo, the wind, Nabhaha, the ether, the space. Hey, this is one simple thing you have to connect to. Now, the beauty of this Veda chanting is, it first declares what it is, then it gives the inner meaning of it, the equation, why it is happening like that is described. Why is everything that is coming and going is Him, it is coming back to Him, it is merging and re-emerging, dissolving, evolving, resolving around Him? Because He is the fundamental 5 elements that are responsible for everything that is coming and going. The 5 things are, Bhumi means, we are only under 50. Bhumi means earth. Apo means water. Analo means fire. Anilo means wind. Hey, Analo, Anilo. I tricked you. One is, the difference is A and E, right? Analo, Anilo. Nabhaha means space, ether. Everything I talked about Namaste, right? Huh? Namaste. The 5 that are responsible for this, everything that is around you are earth, water, fire, wind, ether, space. Exactly. Bhumir, that's the one verse. Tvam bhumirapo nalo nilo nabhaha. So, not nalo nilo, analo, anilo. Analam means fire. Anil means the one that doesn't stay at one place. That's why it is Anil. Anil Kumar means what? The one that doesn't stay at one place? No. Anil Kumar means Hanuman. Because he is the son of wind, god of wind, Vayu. Okay? Anilo Nabhaha. Tvam bhumi rapo nalo nilo nabhaha. That actually when you chant like that, that's where you chant, but now you understand what you are chanting. When you are, see now, when you say Tvam bhumi rapo nalo nilo nabhaha, means you are the 5 elements of the nature, everything coming together from Him. Tvam chatvari vak padani. You are the wonderful vak and padani. The word and the sound itself. Understand? Vak padani means you are the word and its meaning. You are the word and the sound. That is what it means. Now you are the Shiva and the Shakti. You are the being and the will. You are the clay and pot. You are the gold and the ring or the beautiful instrument. That is what it is meaning. Yes, somebody raised a question. Yes, sorry. Yeah, right. Now she is talking about how do we know all of this stuff. What is the everything that we talk in the Veda, there is something in the nature that is related to that. Okay? If you are everything, then why did you become many? Right? That's the question. If God is one, why did He become many? Right? Hello, children, are you connecting? Divya? Is this all making sense? The example she talked about, we'll talk about Spider-Man movie. Huh? Spider-Man.
Spider?
Yeah, who saw the Spider-Man movie? Yeah. What happens in the Spider-Man movie? Forget about killing the bad people and all.
Aww.
But yeah.
That's the good part.
Spider-Man. Okay. Then, but the Spider-Man, when he creates the web or when he goes on the building, what does he do?
He shoots out web with.
Yeah, he shoots out web from himself, right? So just like that.
And then he can climb walls.
So the spider creates the web. W. Huh?
World Wide Web.
World Wide Web. Just like a spider creating a web, we are also creating a World Wide Web. And this World Wide Web, WWW, when it is going from inside to outside, okay, when it is going all the time outside, W for woman, W for wealth, W for wine. That's the fundamental essence of the three W's. When it is all outside, the woman stands for desire, the wine stands for power, intoxication, and wealth stands for ego, arrogance. Because powerful people, wealthy people are fundamental quality is arrogance and ignorance, of course. So this, when there is those three, then WWW, when your life is filled with these three W's, it is internet. WWW.
I didn't know a web was.
Okay, now we'll come back to the point about the spider. I have not forgotten about the spider. So I know we are running out of time here. I'll complete with this because there is so much, because I just don't want to rush through the mantras, because I know you all know these mantras. You all learned some place and you know how to chant. But the point is to connect to what are these mantras actually talking about. What is the point of all these mantras? How does they relate to you? How does they relate to your own spiritual life or my own spiritual life more than yours? And the spider, what it does is creates the web itself. When the spider creates the web, where is the web coming from?
It's butt.
Huh? It's saliva. Yeah.
Mouth.
It's actually, yeah, the spider's saliva creates the web. Okay, sticky stuff, yeah, gross, yeah. Okay, now when it creates this beautiful web, hello, stay with me on the point, not all the other stuff. So when the spider creates the web, how beautiful it is. It creates like all this different angled stuff, right? First it starts, hits to one place, like that. It shoots and then it now goes around, spins the web all around it. And then when it creates all this beautiful web, then it goes to the center. And then when it goes to the center, it looks at all the stuff it created, it enjoys. And all of a sudden, it drops down from the center of the web and then retrieves everything that it has created into itself. This
And
is
then
what
it
a spider
walked
does.
away.
Huh?
Walked away then.
What?
The spider walked away then.
The spider walks away. Exactly, yeah. So, God is like that. He is like a Spider-Man. He created everything, makes this web, and when everything is over, he has no attachment to any of this web. He'll drop right down to the center and then retrieves everything into him. And then when he gets bored again, he goes and creates again. So the web, the material to create the web, and the spider, everything is actually what? One, only spider. There's nothing else that is existing, isn't it? If you understood the Spider-Man, you understood the essence of all the stuff we talked about. Okay? Yes, Pawan, my hand is hurting. Yeah, what? Yeah. Where does what?
Where does the web come from?
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay. Where does the web come from? You answer. You know the answer. We just talked about. Yeah, from the spider itself, right? Yeah. Hey, don't worry about hand and leg and all that stuff. They could not show in the movie that it is saliva that created the web, so they created this artificial stuff shooting from his hands. But really speaking, biologically, when you look at a spider's stuff is coming out of itself. Now, that is what it means. Sarvam Jagadidam Tvattojjayate, coming out of you. Sarvam Jagadidam is actually inside you. Sarvam Jagadidam is actually going back to you. Sarvam Jagadidam is again subtly present within you to emerge whenever it needs to re-emerge. And because everything is you, because you are fundamentally even the 5 elements of the nature. The 5 elements of the nature is responsible for the whole creation. That is the material that God is using to create the whole world. And therefore, you are the one that is the word and its meaning, because it's impossible to understand you because you are everything. But it is also so easy to understand you because you are everything. Paradox. Hello, Nitin? Okay, let's chant from all the way till here, because I wanted to. Oh God, is this helping you guys, or should I rush through the whole thing and finish 5-10 lines in one class?
Yes.
No. Okay. But next time when you chant, because now you know the meaning, you chant with that intent of the meaning. So then what happens? You enjoy, you get the bliss out of chanting. Otherwise you will be only like parrots, chanting, repeating, like singing bhajans. Many of us do. We all sing bhajans, but we don't connect to the meaning of the bhajan. When you really understand what Bhavani means, when you really understand what Durga is, Durga means Niraga, Ragamadhani, Nirmada, Madanasini, Nischinta, Nirahankara, Nirmoha, Mohanasini, Nirmama, Mamatahantri, Nishpapa, Papanasini, Nishkrodha, Krodhasamani, Nirlobha, Lobhanasini, Nisamsaya, Samsayagni, Nirbhava, Bhavanasini, Nirvikalpa, Nirabhada, Nirbheda, Bhedanasini, Nirnasha, Mritchumadhani, Nishkriya, Nishparigraha, Nistula, Nilachikura, Nirapaya, Nirachaya, Durlabha, Durgama, Durga, Dukkahantri, Sukhaprada. That is the meaning of Durga. But we simply use the word Durga. But when you know that when you say Durga, she is giving you all that stuff that I talked about. That is the meaning of Durga. When you say Durge, Durge, then the meaning of Durga comes into you and your whole body, mind and soul gets elevated to that highest level. That is the purpose of learning these mantras. That is the purpose of singing these bhajans, is to take you from the lower level to the highest level. Then when you know what you chant and when you chant it, when you sing knowing the meaning of what you are singing, it doesn't matter where you are singing in beautiful raga or roga or whatever, it absolutely will manifest as His grace. You understand, brothers and sisters? Children, next time when you sing a bhajan, understand the meaning of that bhajan and sing. If you don't understand the meaning, ask your parents, then they will at least do Google search and tell you what it means. Yeah? Okay? That's the reason how we have to sing and chant. Okay. Now let's go back and chant one more time. All the way from Namaste Ganapataye till Chatvari Vakpadani. Everybody chant. Okay? Everybody should chant.
Namaste Ganapataye Tvameva Pratyaksham Tattvamasi Tvameva केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं कल्पितं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं वेदं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अवभक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवधातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चातात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरातात् अवदक्षिणातात् अवधोद्वातात् अवादरातात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वमानन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति
सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति
सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि
लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जय साई राम. Have a wonderful week. Please practice at home. Okay.